World's editor-at-large Ahmed Albright joins us now for more on this. Hi, Ahmed, again. So, Erdogan said we don't need a mediator. How can you use a mediator between a terrorist group and Turkey? What do you make of that?
Well, it's very clear from the president's stance that Turkey is vehemently criticizing the role that France is trying to play in the region. Already, Macron has tried to play the mediator role in Libya between Sarraj and Haftar, the two fighting groups. And he's doing a good job there. But here in Turkey, he's trying to enter the vacuum that is left by the Donald Trump non-clear policy in Syria from the wrong gate. And that is to mediate between Turkey and the YPG. The YPG is exactly as the PKK that France and Europe consider a terrorist organization, and doesn't make sense from the Turkey standpoints that he is going to mediate, putting Turkey, the NATO ally, and the YPG, the terrorist organization, on the negotiation table. That's what makes President Erdogan very angry.
And what do we understand from that? There are preparations to clear Syria's Ain al-Arab, Sarah Salin, Tel Abyad. Where are we talking about exactly? Is that near the Afrin region, which is continuing to the border with Iraq?
Well, it's along the border with Syria. If you go for Turkey, you move from the Euphrates River, you go straight to the east to Sinjar, the Iraqi city that President Erdogan is speaking about, the next target. That is in the east of the Euphrates River. And that was a kind of surprise because the priority for Turkey now is to clear Manbij, that is in the west of the Euphrates River. That is the strategic enclave where you have the American presence. But Turkey is also sending clear messages that as far as the United States and the West are not keeping their promises of empowering the local councils of the original people, allowing people to go back to their cities, she's not going to stop. Even to the east of the Euphrates River, Tel Abyad, even to Qamishli, where you have an American military base. Also, the regime is in Qamishli as well.
Yes, just at that point, let's listen to what Trump had to say on this issue on Syria.
We spent, and I was against it from the beginning. They try and say, well, maybe not. I was against it from the beginning. And by the way, we're knocking the hell out of ISIS. We'll be coming out of Syria like very soon. Let the other people take care of it now. Very soon. Very soon we're coming out. We're going to have 100% of the caliphate, as they call it, sometimes referred to as land. We're taking it all back quickly, quickly. But we're going to be coming out of there real soon. Going to get back to our country, where we belong, where we want to be.
Well, that comment took the US defense officials by surprise, actually. So now from Erdogan's speech, what we took there is that the Operation Olive Branch is continuing to Manbij. Can they put their differences aside? What do you think the US stance will be?
The problem is with the United States as a major ally of Turkey is the uncertainty of and the ambiguity of the stances. At the time of Rex Tillerson, you have different kind of policy. Now you have completely different. We know that Pompeo is completely indifferent of Tillerson, so you do not know exactly what they're planning for. Even the withdrawal, the kind of inconsistent messages coming out from Washington, where you have the establishment are on different opinions, that makes things very difficult for Turkey to work on this. That was push Turkey to the Russia-Iran axis, to more unilateral movement like the Operation Olive Branch, leaving the NATO, who already isolated itself, alienated itself. Turkey wanted the European Union to be more involved because they're closer to Syria. They're also closer to Turkey. They do have more strategic interests inside Syria, but they didn't. The non-interventionist policy of Donald Trump and Obama, his predecessor, led Turkey to go ahead with these measures on the ground. It will continue regardless of what the United States is doing. It's not very clear what Washington needs to do in whether they're going to support the YPG till the end or he is going to do the same as what they did for KRG, you remember, in the referendum, and they abandoned their ally in Iraq. So this could happen, and Donald Trump could move, but keep his military bases and the petrol, because he's there mainly for the fuel, the petrol that he wants to take to Washington. That's what he publicly said. Now Daesh is done, and he is going to stay there just for the American interest. I'm not sure that he is able to withdraw, leaving all Syria to Iran and the Russians.
Well, we'll be keeping a close eye for sure for Trump's tweets, won't we? Well, thank you very much for that, Tian.